Hello, this is Spotmentor, and in this video we are going to study the basics of vectors and scalars. Before we directly jump to vectors and scalars, let me first talk about something called physical quantity. So we have physical phenomenon occurring around us all the time. Some of these physical phenomena can be quantified, and such a phenomena is called a physical quantity. To explain it better, let me take some examples. Like somebody asks you the temperature of the room. You can straight away put a number to it. You can say the temperature of the room is 22 degrees centigrade or 78 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. So there you have quantified temperature. So it is a physical quantity. Similarly, if you see a bird flying around you or a car passing you, you can straight away say it is moving with such and such velocity. So if you have put number to it, it is a physical quantity. So basically we have two kind of physical quantities. The first will be the vectors and the second will be scalars. We'll be elaborating on both of them, but first we would like to define what a vector or a scalar is. So vector is basically a quantity which can fully be explained by the information about its magnitude and direction both. But to explain scalars, we only require the information about its magnitude. So there are many physical quantities which require the information about its direction along with its magnitude. Let's take some examples. We have displacement, velocity, weight, torque, electric field, and there are many other. Now let's take some of the examples of scalars. You can say temperature is one, distance is other, speed is also a scalar quantity, even mass, work, electric potential, all are scalar quantities. Because we don't require the direction of these quantities to explain their properties. To understand it better, let's take the very first two examples that we took. We have temperature here. So if you are asked about the temperature of the room, you'll only say its value, that's 22 degrees centigrade. You don't need to give, or there is no information about the direction of this temperature. So you can clearly see it's a scalar quantity. But what about velocity? If the bird is moving, can you just say it is moving at 20 meters per second and be done with it? No. You also need to specify in which direction is the bird moving to complete the information about the velocity. That's why velocity is a vector quantity. Now let's see how we represent these quantities mathematically. For scalars, you just need to write the symbols, like temperature can be written as T, distance as S, speed as V, mass as M, W for work, V for electric potential. But to represent vectors, we have to put an arrow over the quantities. Like S with an arrow will give you a displacement. V with an arrow will give you a velocity. W with an arrow will give you a weight. And torque will be given by tau with an arrow. And E with an arrow will represent electric field. So that is how you mathematically represent a vector. But for scalars, you don't need to put that arrow over the symbol. So this was the brief introduction to vectors and scalars and how do we represent them mathematically. Thank you.